our first conversation, and we told you earlier we'll be looking at the fight against corruption and how far that has gone, particularly with the alleged diverting and laundering of 80 billion naira by the immediate past accountant general of the Federation, which shocked many Nigerians. Now, some analysts have been analyzing what 80 billion naira could ordinarily have done for the country, the economy, and all sectors of the country. So we'll be bringing one of such analysts who've been doing this, who is a former executive secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, Professor Usman Yusuf. He joins us now to take us through the analysis. Prof, thank you for joining us and good morning.
Thank you. I can't hear you properly.
Hello, good morning, Prof. Can you hear me?
Yes, increase your volume. I can't hear you very well. But how are you?
I'm fine. Good morning. All right, if you can hear me. Hello, Prof. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. All right.
Yes.
All right, so we're talking about the fight against corruption this morning and why corruption has become endemic in our country. Perhaps we have been fighting corruption since the Second Republic, and one of the reasons the military advanced for toppling that government of the Second Republic, was corruption. From then till now, this problem has still remained with us. Prof, from your experience in both private and public practice, why do you think it has become so difficult to fight graft in Nigeria? All right, let's see. Professor Usman Yusuf is now back on the line, so we understand. Good morning, and thanks for rejoining us, Professor Yusuf.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, network problem. I was asking you why it has become seemingly difficult for Nigeria to fight corruption.
It's a very good question. I tried fighting it at the NHIS and it didn't succeed. And our president said, if we don't fight corruption, Nigeria, if it doesn't fight corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria. And it's killing Nigeria. We see it everywhere. We see NDDC pillaged. We see allegedly the treasurer of the nation cutting away 80 billion. I mean, this is what we see. And currently what we are seeing in this country is insecurity. And I've said it again and again, insecurity everywhere in this country is as a result of twin evils, corruption and bad governance. You have corruption, money is diverted, money that should be used for purposes for the people. Schools, hospitals, and roads, and all social amenities diverted. And it's never been this worse. It's like people are running and emptying, looting the bank all over. There can never be peace in any country with this much corruption. I say it again. There can never be peace in any country with this much corruption. And it's not difficult if you want to do it. The will is just not there. And that's a simple truth. But corruption will kill Nigeria, and it is killing us. Billions have been pillaged. All across this country, from the north to the south, the richer a state is, the more corruption there is. And even in states that get very meager resources, the leaders there are so heartless that they cut it all away. All across this country, even the so-called rich state, you go, you see sea of poverty. Sea of poverty. I mean, I've had the privilege of seeing different climes. Nigeria is very rich, but you don't see it. Very rich human and capital resources. But we don't see that, and natural resources, but we don't see that translating to people. It will bite us. It's coming to bite us. When those out-of-school children rebel, when those unemployed children rebel, when those kids that are out of school and staying because of ASU rebel, this country will be in serious trouble. We need to set up, fight corruption, not by words, but by our deeds. So all these posters, if we don't fight corruption, it will kill us. We knew that, and it's killing us. That's all I have to say. But we're not serious about fighting it. This is the honest truth. We're not. If we are, we can do it.
All right, Prof, when you say we are not serious about fighting it, what exactly do you mean? Is it the government? Is it the people? And you also said when you were in NHS, you tried to fight corruption, but it didn't work. Why did it not work? What exactly transpired?
Yeah, you know what I mean when I say we're not serious. From the people to the government. Even the ordinary person, you go to the mechanic, he wants to cheat you. Something that costs 10 naira, he will say, oh, Alaji, it's 100 naira. That is corruption. And of course, the governors, they have the keys to the treasury, do as they wish. Nobody questions them. And you go to all the states, you don't see anything. And federal government, we are seeing in all MDAs. The next president, I will advise him to audit all MDAs. And you'll be surprised what he finds. And all the ministries, I was there, Executive Secretary, NHIS, everybody, from the ministry to the National Assembly, all they want to do is put roadblock and shake you down to get people's money. It's the culture that needs to be changed by a president that really wants to do it, shake things down, and it can be done. But it is from the bottom to the top. From the mechanic, from the person that sells akara to up there. Corruption is now stamped in our DNA. It is sad, really sad, and it's killing us, killing our people. Go to our hospitals and see, you wanna weep. Go back to secondary schools you went to. Go back to universities you went to. This is where we are. But this is not who we were. I'm old enough to have seen 13 administrations clearly as since my teenage years. 13. And we are the benefit of leaders. We are beneficiaries of leaders that were selfless, that invested in human capital. That's why we're able to go to school and be productive citizens. But leaders now think leadership is about getting opportunity to enrich oneself and his family at the expense of everybody else. It will catch up on us. It's catching up on us.
So it's a leadership problem.
Can go back to our ancestral homes in those big black jeeps we run around Abuja with. How many?
So, Prof, it's largely a leadership problem.
Huge high fence wall, and some even put electric and guard with security. We're afraid of our people because we were corrupt. The leaders of my time invested in us, and they lived with us. How many governors, out of the 36 governors in this country, after their 8-year term, will remain in their states? So you finish 8 years, you don't feel safe to remain in your state. They're all in Abuja, in Dubai, in London, in Lagos, and they're not safe. It's really sad. It's a very sad commentary on who we were. I've seen a better Nigeria than today.
All right.
We all must stop lamenting and get involved and do the right thing.
All right, Prof. Since 2015, we've had, a few high-profile corruption-related cases. One, of course, involving the former chairman of the Special Presidential Investigative Panel on the Recovery of Public Property, Okoye Obona Obla, who was removed from office on allegations of corruption. We've also seen the situation where a former EFCC chairman was also removed from office as a result of corruption allegations as well. And most recently, we have the 80 billion naira alleged diversion of funds in the office of the Accountant General of the Federation, who has been removed from office as well, and that of a former boss of the Niger Delta Development Commission, who is also being accused, by the anti-graft agency EFCC of diverting a whopping 47 billion naira. Prof, looking at all these cases, are you surprised that we are experiencing this level of corruption in an administration that came into power on the strength of its anti-corruption campaign?
Yeah, of course we are. We are all shocked and disappointed. This government came on a tripod of three tripods: fighting corruption, improving the economy, and improving our security. We're not talking about corruption. At the twilight years of this government, we're seeing all of these corruption cases popping up. It's not good legacy to leave. It's not. And it's very, very sad. It's very disappointing. This is not what we voted for. Our hopes have been dashed. And it's not only in the federal government, but all over the states. The state governors are essentially over 60% of things we blame the president for are responsibility of governors. It's not the president that will build schools or build hospitals or build state roads or provide employment in the states. It is the governors. They get over 40-something% of the national revenue distributed to states, not to state government, but to individuals. 36 individuals, they do as they wish. Look at them, the governors contesting for election. They are taking money out of state coffers and doing whatever they like, running their election on state coffers. And also, I have never seen this. Ministers sitting in the federal executive cabinet running for election, where are they getting their money to fund the election? I've said it before, they should have resigned long before the president asked them to resign if there is common sense and decency. So we blame the president that, yeah, he has a lot of blame because he's the leader. He's not showing the leadership when it comes to these three issues. But the governors are equally as guilty, if not more. If not more, we go to where you come from, ancestral home. Go back to your state, you want to cry. People call you for 1,000. I go to Kasana and many of the villages, you take out 1,000 naira, go to the village square. Nobody can, and ask for a change. Nobody can give you change because people are poor.
All right, Prof.
So corruption is tied to all the problems you see currently in Nigeria, particularly insecurity. So am I disappointed? Yes, we all are. In a government that came with a mantra of fighting corruption, we are seeing all of this. And many more will come when this government lives. I urge the president, in the 1 year that is left in his administration, it is his legacy. No one will remember who the Minister of Petroleum was, who the Minister of this, who the General is, a month after they leave office. This is President Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Usman Yusuf's government. It is them we will remember, and legacy and history will remember.
All right,
these ministers and these contractors they have all over the place will cash in their checks and leave the president to the cruel verdict of history. He needs to shake things up and correct what he can. It is sad. We are all very disappointed. We really are. And the state governors, God help us.
All right, Prof.
The same people want to recycle themselves.
All right, Prof.
Nigerians, I ask you, 2023, use your PVCs wisely. And elect people that will get us out of this ditch.
Good point. Good point there.
And corruption is the biggest problem.
Yes, it
biggest
is.
Problem.
Yes, indeed. It's a big problem and has to be addressed like you have posited here. But Prof, I cited an analysis you did, as to how 80 billion naira, which was allegedly embezzled by the Accountant General of the Federation, could have been, allocated to other areas and sectors to boost the economy. And from that, your analysis, you talked something about how many boreholes that money could have, brought to Nigerians, how many kilometers of rail lines it could have built, how many million naira capital it could have been given to the SMEs to continue with their businesses and boost the economy, and a whole lot of other analysis. Lead us into how you came to this analysis and how you arrived at your calculations.
I don't remember the paper you're talking about.
Yeah, you are.
But it's very easy. And we need to be cautious. What we are talking about allegations. They've not been proven. The allegations that a single person, the treasurer of the country, has done away with 80 billion over a period of 7 years. That is an average of about 11.5 billion every year. Fellow Nigerians, we are not fools. We know only one person will not do away with all this money. What Nigerians should be asking, particularly you people in the press, is who else is involved? A single person cannot single-handedly do away with over 11.5 billion every year for 7 years in a government that says it is vigilant. Who else is involved? And we need answers now, not to put things under the rug. And for goodness sake, what manner of men are our leaders? When our people and millions of families in this country go to bed hungry, including women and children. I know during Ramadan, there are many families that will wake up hungry and continue fasting and will have nothing to break their fast with. Thanks to our leaders. And God Almighty will ask them. The position of leadership in all our scriptures is not something that an honest person would want to rush and go and buy 100 million naira form. Where did the ministers get 100 million? Shouldn't the president be asking them? Where did they get 100 million? I mean, the farther you put 100 million to buy a form, and we know it's just a ploy to fund your party, and ministers are still on the desk, and they are paying for this form, where did they get 100 million from? Nobody would sign a check of 100 million from his genuine earnings to buy a form. How much does the president earn? So we are kidding ourselves. We want to fight corruption, we can do it, but we're not doing it now. We have agencies that fight corruption. We lock up people, they get them out. So I get the headaches talking about corruption because we are not serious about that. I had first-hand experience in the NHIS. I did. So I know. So, and NHIS was just small. You go to NNPC, go to security services, go to ministries, go to corruption is killing us. And we expect peace in this country. There will never be peace, never be peace in a place with this much corruption. This much corruption. There will never be peace. Corruption is a national security threat to this country. This time more than ever before. When the country is more divided, the chasm between cultures, between religions is deeper and wider than it's been. Corruption and poverty just escalate all these differences. If people are doing well, you can still all in one. But if people are poor, or guys eating chicken, when the mega, the security man is hungry, how can you be safe? And he has a gun. How can you be safe? So I'm tired. I have headaches talking about corruption and fighting corruption in Nigeria. We are not serious. Corruption is blossoming. And we're not serious. Everybody does his own thing. So ask me about serious issues like what bother us, like security in the north.
All right. Prof, you keep insisting that we are not, or the ruling class in Nigeria is not serious about fighting corruption. And this is something that most Nigerians believe can be dealt with the right leadership in place. Of course, we have an opportunity now as we count down to the next general elections to make a change. And as you can see, several Nigerians have presented themselves to run for the office of the president across party lines in the country. Now, among those who have presented themselves, among those who have thrown their hat in the ring for the 2023 presidential race, who do you think among them has the capacity to fight corruption in this country?
I don't see that. I really honestly don't see that. If we have a culture of corruption, everybody is happy, nobody is fighting it, and the people that are caught are released, and the people that are fighting it are being fought, who would want to waste his time fighting corruption?
But Prof, we can't be helpless. We can't be helpless. Someone has to fight corruption.
Raise my hand in the NHIS and partake in the buffet of corruption, I would have had 10 years as executive secretary NHIS. But I chose a different path. I mean, it was deliberate. I knew from the very beginning. So this is it. I don't know, and I don't see it. This is very sad. The sad thing is that our children in this country are growing up to see nothing different. We have seen a better Nigeria, where leaders had more values that they pass along to us.
All right, Prof.
What are we going to pass along to our children when every child wants to be rich? Every child is rushing to go to National Assembly and still, or wants to be a governor, or wants to be a minister. So you need somebody strong who will shake the system, And all this, the premise of the 2023 election is faulty from the outset. We are talking about zoning, rotation, my tribe, my ethnic group, or it has to be from me, or it has to be from, then you just messed up. Nobody is talking about how to make Nigeria better. People think they will sit in their place, they will come and bring the ticket to them from the villa or from wherever. Oh, it's the turn of your tribe now. You take it. I mean, we have gone through this 60 years. We're still stuck with this tribe religion thing, not competence. And this is the worst I've seen in this country. I'm 62. I've seen better Nigeria, better politics than this. Now we are just zoning, rotation, consensus. They are just finding a way to rotate themselves in. Nobody is talking about how to improve security in Katsina. You want votes from Katsina? Come tell us how you're going to improve our security. We haven't seen any infrastructure. Tell us how you make our lives safer, how our people can go back to their farms and sleep in their homes, in the villages. Don't come stay in Abuja and be reading teleprompter and tell us, oh, the GDP is this. It's all lies. It's all lies. How can you make our lives better? And I don't see anybody talking to us because politicians are disconnected from realities of our people. They are. They don't know anything. I sit down and watch them on TV. I say, God have mercy. They don't know us. Politicians of my time would go and sit with people, stay the night, eat, drink whatever people bring. But here you go to stadium and be dancing like Hollywood or Nollywood, and that's it. You get votes, and they're there busy buying delegates. And we expect anything to be better. And wherever I go, I tell the youth, you are the ones that can change this country. You have what it takes. What it takes is the number. There's never been any nation. Nations are built by the youth, not the aged. And I tell the youth, the life does not come with a remote control. They have to stand up and change things themselves. They do not have AK-47 or AK-49. What they have is their PVC. Their PVC is stronger than any AK-47 or AK-49. They should use it. Use it wisely and choose people that will make our lives better. And also get involved. All these drugs, all this political thuggery that they buy them to do, all this IPOB, banditry, Boko Haram, that will get us nowhere. Youths build nations, not sit at 30-something years old doing TikTok in the boys' quarters. Youth, get involved. Your nation is being pillaged by your elders. It's unfortunate. We all die and leave you in this mess. You can change it. Your PVC is your power. 2023, choose wisely. Choose people regardless of, oh, he's from my place, or he's from my religion, or he's from my party. Forget party. Wherever you see people that are credible, that can work for you in your communities. Ask those that do not know. Educate them who to vote for. In the North, we used to, with the last time, 2019, they did sack from top to bottom, do APC or do PDP. This time around, just mix it up. Choose people wisely, regardless of their parties, who can work for you. People you know. People you know.
Yeah,
I mean, 20-something years of democracy in Nigeria has not done our people well. That's not.
So,
Yes,
Prof,
democracy is the best form of government. I will be the first to tell you that, because I've lived in nations that are democratic. And our democracy is very fragile, but it's been threatened by corruption and insecurity and bad governance. And corruption will unravel this country, insecurity will unravel this country, bad governance will unravel this country if we are not careful. If we're not careful, our youth are at home, also on strike, and a single person is alleged to have taken this much money, while the children of the rich are out there in Dubai, in America, in England. Our leaders do not care about our children. The price of rice, 2014, 50 kilograms of rice was 7,000 naira. Now it's selling above 35,000 naira. Rice is out of reach of the common man. Minimum wage in states that pay minimum wage is just 30,000 naira. So for goodness sake, leaders, govern with the milk of human kindness. I don't see that. They stay in Abuja running around in the big black jeeps with sirens, kicking people out. They don't go back home. They go back home only every 4 years to get their vote. And they expect peace. The price of food is a national security issue. Petrol is a national security issue. Banditry, IPOP. Look at what you just discussed recently, just a few minutes ago. IPOP in the South is killing people just because they are Northerners, they are Muslims. Where are the elders? Where are the elders? Oh, they are in Abuja looking for Igbo presidency. Why did Sheikh Gumi and the rest of our team go into the forest? Because we realized nobody will do that for you. For us, it is our duty and responsibility to get involved. Fulani elders have lost control of our youth. That's why they are bandits. Kanuri elders have lost control of their youth. That's why Kanuri kids are Boko Haram. Igbo elders have lost control of their youth. That's why Igbo kids that were born long after the Civil War, they did not see the sufferings of their parents. They are now doing all that nonsense. And we saw that in Lagos during answers. There was not a single Yoruba elder that could call this youth to order when they are burning Lagos down and ransacking the palace of our Lagos. Youths are not happy. Government must sit up. And all this is an explosion waiting to happen. Up here in the North, our traditional rulers and our clerics are holding the lid down, asking them to calm down, things will get better, to pray, things will get better. But in the face of this blatant, merciless corruption, how long more can we hold things down? I urge all elders to get involved. I urge our youth to register 2023 and choose wisely and flush all these people I call political bandits out of government. Because they're worse than the bandits, the armed bandits we saw in the forest. A person that steals that much money, for goodness sake,
Prof,
I just can't understand this.
Prof, is a good point to...
I mean, talk to me about something else. Corruption gives me a headache in this country.
Yes, I know. Thank you for joining us, Prof. But, you know, we're rounding off now, but I'm just wondering how the youth will make this change, because the PVCs, you said, is their power, and you believe that the people that are even aspiring do not have the capacity to solve the problem. So that is where the problem is. Who is going to salvage the situation? But we'll come to that when we have you on the show once again. Thank you for your thoughts on this, Professor Usman Yusuf.